This is Peter D. Shalane, and today my title is Real Estate Tips. Choose a Faithful Realtor. Today I want to talk about some ways that you can be successful in selling your home. And I'm going to start with how you choose your realtor. And a very key criterion to determine a successful realtor is a realtor who's faithful. In other words, a realtor who will stick with the task until the job is done and it's done to your satisfaction. Now, I have a scripture here from the Bible, which is something that illustrates this. This is Jesus speaking in Luke chapter 16. He says, if you're faithful in little things, you'll be faithful in larger ones. But if you're dishonest in little things, you won't be honest with greater responsibilities. And how many times have we seen that? When I meet somebody who has stolen from myself or from somebody else, I just know that already there's a big long lineup. That person has been stealing from many other people, and that person has been stealing for a long time. And if you see somebody who is honorable in small things, well, that person is honorable in big things. It's just a principle of life. It's a rule of the universe that people who are faithful in little things are also faithful in big things. And people who are unfaithful in little things are unfaithful in big things. Now, how does that relate to being successful in terms of getting your home sold? And what I'm referring to is you want to have a realtor, you want to choose a realtor who's going to stick with the program and is going to stick with you until your home is sold, until there's a sold sticker on the for sale sign on the front lawn, until you're satisfied, until closing takes place, until you get your check and you have fulfilled your objective. That's the kind of realtor that you need, and particularly now in these times when, quite frankly, sometimes it's hard to get a home sold. It's been challenging sometimes to get homes sold during these particular economic times. And I can tell you that sometimes I've been in situations where, I've sold a home really quick, and every realtor's done that. And when that happens, of course, I'm pleased, and we high five each other, the seller and I, and we're so glad and we're thrilled. And sometimes I'll send out a just sold flyer to the immediate neighborhood, and I'm promoting the fact that I sold the home in a really short period of time. Those things happen, and that's wonderful, but it doesn't always happen like that. Sometimes a home takes a long time to sell, and the reason why is not because the realtor isn't doing his job, it's because the home is just a tough home to sell. And sometimes it's because of difficult economic circumstances. Sometimes the market is down. And sometimes the home is in a really bad location, a very, very difficult location. And that's when you need a realtor who's faithful and who sticks with it. And I do my best to be a realtor like that. I strive to be that kind of a realtor. I remember one time I had a home that was very difficult to sell. And I sold it once, but the conditions weren't removed. So really it wasn't sold, it just went pending. And the sale collapsed, and it was so devastating for the seller. And then we got another buyer who made the offer, and it went pending again. Pending means that there's an agreement between seller and buyer, and the seller's waiting for the buyer to remove conditions. And then the sale collapsed a second time. And when I gave the news to my seller, the lady cried. She wept. And I shared her sadness. I said, I'm sad with you. I know this is very difficult for you. But I met with her and I said, look, I'm dedicated to you. I'm committed to you. I'm going to see this through. And it doesn't matter how much effort it takes and how long it takes and how much money has to be spent in advertising. I'm going to make sure that your home gets sold. I don't care how long it takes. And that's the kind of realtor that you need, somebody that will stick with it. Well, the good news is the third time it worked. The third time the home sold. or excuse me, the third time the home went pending. The conditions were then removed and the home sold, and she was so pleased, she was so glad. But the point was, and the point is, you need a realtor who's dedicated, who's committed, who's faithful. And that's the kind of realtor that will bring you the success that you need. This is Peter D. Shalene. Have a wonderful day.